Did you know that the majority of deaths that occur after the age of 75 are tied to just a few specific causes, while many assume that passing away in your later years is simply a natural part of aging? The truth is that most of these deaths are linked to preventable issues, problems that often go unnoticed until serious harm has already occurred. The real danger is that by the time warning signs appear, the person's health has usually declined to the point where options are limited. But the good news is that by becoming informed early, you can take meaningful steps to safeguard your health and possibly extend your life by years, if not decades. In this video, we're shedding light on the 5 leading causes of death in people over 75. These are the core factors responsible for the majority of fatalities in this age group. Some of them might sound familiar, while others may come as a surprise. Either way, recognizing these threats is the first critical step to reducing their impact. These aren't just data points, they represent real lives, families, and choices that can determine whether a person lives with illness or thrives with strength and energy. So make sure to stick around, because none of these 5 conditions are set in stone. Through small but consistent changes, countless people have managed to lower their risk and hold on to their independence far longer than expected. What you decide to do today can directly influence your ability to stay healthy, strong, and self-sufficient down the road. Let's begin with the first one. Heart disease. Heart-related problems continue to be the top cause of death among older adults, yet many people don't realize how much power they actually have to reduce the risk. Think of your heart as a muscle. It needs regular care to stay strong and begins to weaken when neglected. One of the biggest dangers is that the warning signs are often silent until a major event like a heart attack occurs. Many older individuals brush off symptoms like tiredness, difficulty breathing, or slowing down, assuming it's just part of aging, but these signs can be early indicators that the heart is under strain. One of the primary contributors is high blood pressure. Over time, elevated pressure damages blood vessels and makes the heart work harder than it should. What makes it tricky is that high blood pressure usually doesn't cause any obvious symptoms. There's no pain, no discomfort until something serious happens. That's why so many seniors end up in emergency situations, shocked by a diagnosis they didn't see coming. Diet also plays a massive role. Decades of eating processed foods, too much sodium, and unhealthy fats can silently cause long-term damage by narrowing the arteries and reducing blood flow. But preventing heart disease isn't just about eliminating bad foods, it's also about consistently nourishing your body with heart-healthy nutrients. If your diet lacks these essentials, the heart deteriorates faster than you might imagine. Physical inactivity is another major risk. The heart wasn't meant to sit still all day. When we don't move enough, circulation weakens, muscles shrink, and the heart doesn't get the stimulation it needs to function properly. You don't have to take up intense exercise routines. Even light movements such as daily walks, gentle stretching, or chair exercises can greatly benefit cardiovascular health. One of the most harmful misconceptions is believing that heart disease is purely genetic or just a byproduct of aging. In truth, your daily lifestyle, how you eat, how you move, and how you manage stress has a significant influence on your heart's long-term health. The key message here is that you have more control over your heart than you might think. The actions you take today could decide how strong and capable your heart will be in the years to come, and there's no better time to start than now. Now let's move to the second major cause: falls and injuries. For seniors, one of the most serious and often overlooked dangers isn't an illness. It's the risk of falling. A single misstep, a moment of dizziness, or a slippery floor can lead to life-altering consequences. A fall can cause a broken hip-head injury or even a minor wound that spirals into something far more serious. What's deeply concerning is how unprepared many people are for this reality. Most don't realize how vulnerable the aging body can become until they've already taken a fall. Falls are one of the leading causes of fatal injuries among older adults. Every year, they send millions of seniors to emergency rooms, and for many, it marks the beginning of a downward spiral. A hip fracture, for example, can result in months of bed rest, a loss of independence, and a higher chance of infections and complications. Despite how frequent these accidents are, most people don't take them seriously until it happens to them or someone they love. The problem is that balance, strength, and reflexes gradually fade with age, but the changes are so subtle, you might not notice them right away. You might feel confident going about your daily routine until one unexpected moment. Your foot slips, your balance gives out, and you can't recover. And unfortunately, the body doesn't heal as quickly as it used to. What once might have been a minor fall can now result in a major, even fatal injury. There's another hidden issue: fear. After a fall or even a near miss, many older adults become more cautious. They stop going for walks, avoid stairs, and limit their activities out of fear. But here's the problem: the less you move, the weaker your muscles become. And the weaker your muscles, the higher the risk of another fall. It becomes a vicious cycle that can quietly strip away your freedom and quality of life. The good news is that falls are not inevitable. There are simple, highly effective ways to reduce your chances: strength training, balance exercises, and small home adjustments like brighter lighting. Removing loose rugs and installing secure handrails can dramatically lower your fall risk. One often ignored factor is medication. Some prescriptions can cause dizziness, fatigue, or low blood pressure, all of which make falls more likely. If you've ever stood up and felt weighted, your body may be warning you. It's crucial to review your medications with your doctor and make sure they aren't increasing your risk. Preventing falls isn't just about avoiding tripping hazards, it's about staying strong, staying alert, and understanding how even small changes can make a big impact. After 75, one fall can change everything. But taking the right steps now can preserve your mobility, confidence, and independence for many more years. If you're still watching and this information is helping you, type number 2 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more valuable tips like this. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers and informs. Let's move on to number 3. Respiratory diseases. Breathing is one of those automatic processes we don't think about until it becomes a struggle. As we age, the lungs lose some of their strength and elasticity, and even minor respiratory issues can become serious very quickly. What might begin as a light cough or slight breathlessness can be the early stages of something more severe. After 75, breathing problems become one of the top causes of death, not because they're unavoidable, but because they're often overlooked until it's too late. One of the biggest concerns is a condition called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. This includes illnesses like emphysema and chronic bronchitis. These conditions gradually narrow and inflame the airways, making it harder to get air in and out of the lungs. Many older adults ignore symptoms like persistent coughing, wheezing, or difficulty catching their breath, assuming it's just part of getting older. But in reality, those are red flags that the lungs are under strain. Pneumonia is another serious threat. Though often seen as just another infection, pneumonia can be deadly for seniors. What starts as a cold or mild chest congestion can quickly develop into a life-threatening illness. That's because the immune system weakens with age, making it harder to fight off even simple infections. Many hospital visits in this age group are due to pneumonia, and sadly, the physical decline it causes can be swift and irreversible. Air quality plays a much bigger role in respiratory health than most people realize. Decades of breathing in pollutants such as chemical fumes, cigarette smoke, and airborne dust can slowly damage your lungs without you even noticing. Even inside your home, everyday irritants like mold, pet hair, or poor ventilation can aggravate breathing problems, especially for those living with asthma or COPD. Fortunately, small changes in your environment, like using an air purifier, keeping windows open for airflow, and avoiding exposure to secondhand smoke, can dramatically support your lung function. Another incredibly effective way to protect your lungs is simply staying physically active. Regular movement helps your lungs fully expand, clears mucus from your airways, and keeps your respiratory system in good shape. But when we become too sedentary, lung capacity weakens and the risk of respiratory infections increases. Gentle activities like walking, stretching, or light cardio can go a long way in keeping your lungs strong and efficient. Vaccinations also play a crucial role. Too many older adults skip their yearly flu shot or forget to get vaccinated against pneumonia and other respiratory infections. These vaccines don't just help you avoid getting sick, they reduce the risk of severe complications that could become fatal. Staying up to date on these immunizations might be one of the simplest and most powerful things you can do to protect yourself. Breathing should never feel exhausting, but for many people over 75, it becomes a daily challenge. Not because it has to, but because the necessary steps weren't taken early enough. Your lungs are always working, even while you sleep. Taking care of them through clean air, physical activity, and protection from infections is one of the smartest long-term investments you can make in your health and quality of life. Next up is number 4. Stroke. A stroke can hit like lightning without warning and without time to react. In just moments, your life can be turned upside down. Strokes are one of the top causes of death in people over 75. And what makes them especially frightening is how sudden and irreversible the damage can be. But here's something encouraging. Nearly 80% of strokes are preventable. That means your daily choices can significantly reduce your risk. A stroke happens when the blood supply to part of your brain gets cut off, either by a blockage or a burst blood vessel. Within minutes, brain cells begin to die. Some strokes cause mild symptoms like confusion or weakness, while others lead to complete paralysis, loss of speech, or even death. High blood pressure is the single most important risk factor. When your blood pressure remains elevated over time, it puts intense pressure on your arteries, increasing the chance of rupture or blockage. And like with heart disease, high blood pressure rarely shows symptoms. Many people don't even know they have it until a stroke happens. Irregular heartbeat, especially a condition called atrial fibrillation, or AIB, is another hidden danger. In AFib, the heart doesn't beat properly, which can cause blood to pull and form clots. If a clot travels to the brain, a stroke can happen instantly. The good news: this condition is easily detectable during a routine doctor's visit, and treatments exist to lower the risk dramatically. Diet and exercise are once again essential. Consuming too many processed foods, salt, and unhealthy fats can clog arteries and slow circulation, while inactivity makes the blood more prone to clotting. Replacing processed meals with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats combined with regular physical activity strengthens your entire circulatory system. There's also a lesser-known warning sign. Many strokes or TAS, transient ischemic attacks. These brief episodes may cause slurred speech vision issues or dizziness and usually resolve within minutes, but they are red flags, a clear sign that a major stroke could be on the horizon. Getting medical help immediately after a TIA can prevent long-term damage and even save your life. The bottom line: you have far more influence over your stroke risk than you think. Staying active, eating well, monitoring your blood pressure, and recognizing early signs can keep your brain healthy and your body functioning independently. The sooner you act, the better your outcome will be. If you're still with us and learning something new, drop number 4 in the comments to let us know you're engaged. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest health content. Your support means everything to us and helps us keep creating life-changing videos like this one. Let's move on to number 5, cognitive decline and its impact. One of the most heartbreaking effects of aging is watching your memory, judgment, and self-sufficiency gradually slip away. Cognitive decline doesn't appear overnight. It creeps in slowly. It might begin with misplacing keys or forgetting names, but eventually it can evolve into serious challenges like struggling to handle money, getting lost in familiar places, or being unable to make safe decisions. Diseases like Alzheimer's and other types of dementia don't just affect the brain, they affect your ability to live safely and independently. When memory fades, people often forget to take medications, eat proper meals, or respond to warning signs of illness. Dehydration and poor nutrition become common. Some seniors overeat while others forget to eat at all, putting them at greater risk of infections and other health problems. There's also a risk of accidental injury. Someone with cognitive decline may forget to turn off a stove burner, leave doors unlocked, or wander outside and get lost. As mental function continues to decline, living alone becomes unsafe. Without adequate care, their overall health can rapidly deteriorate. What's worse is that the early signs are easy to overlook. Many dismiss forgetfulness or confusion as just getting old, when in reality those are warning signs. If caught early, interventions can slow the progression and help preserve quality of life. So how can you protect your brain? Mental stimulation is key. Reading, doing puzzles, learning something new, or even having deep conversations keeps the brain active and builds mental resilience. Physical activity is equally important. Exercise boosts blood flow to the brain, which is essential for memory and cognitive function. Staying socially connected is another vital component. Isolation can speed up cognitive decline, while regular interaction, talking with friends, family, or participating in group activities keeps the mind alert and emotionally healthy. And let's not forget about diet. Nutrient-dense foods like dark leafy greens, berries, walnuts, and fatty fish provide the brain with critical compounds that reduce inflammation and support mental clarity. On the flip side, consuming too much sugar, processed snacks, and unhealthy fats increases your risk of cognitive issues later on. The truth is that a healthy brain doesn't just happen. It's shaped by your daily choices. How you eat, how often you move, how engaged you stay socially and mentally. All of it matters. Cognitive decline is not an automatic part of aging. With the right approach, you can slow it down or even prevent it. Now that we've explored all five leading causes of death, after 75 heart disease falls, respiratory conditions, stroke, and cognitive decline, it's time to reflect. Here's what's truly important. None of these conditions are guaranteed to happen. Most people don't realize how much power they have over their health until it's too late. But small, steady changes in your daily habits can make a massive difference in how long and how well you live. Instead of focusing on limitations, think about what you can improve. Could you add more vegetables to your meals? Take a daily walk? Schedule a doctor's appointment you've been putting off? Or maybe just reach out to a friend for a chat. Every little step matters, and when done consistently, those small changes become lifelong habits that support your vitality. Your health is your most valuable possession, especially now. The more you nurture it, the more years of joy, mobility, and freedom you'll enjoy. By investing in your well-being today, you're giving yourself the chance to stay active, present, and independent fare into the future. So thank you for spending this time with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one thing you learned from this video and how you plan to use it in your life. Your comments not only inspire us, they help this community grow. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue sharing powerful information that could truly change lives. Thanks for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next video.